Tired importing components in Terraform one by one? Frustrated because every time that two people works in the same state file and you execute and import, everything is broken? Don't worry! Terraform 1.5 has a solution. And this solution is simple and easy. It's based in a simple block with two parameters, the unique ID of the element that you want to import and the HCL identifier in Terraform. Let's imagine that we create a service account in Google Cloud, like the one that we're creating right now and you can see on the screen. And let's call this service account test Terraform. Now we are going to set up to be able to use Terraform. To simplify the process, we are not going to use any bucket to save the state file, and the key for the service account will be directly in the folder. If we have a provider.ts file, as the one that you can see in the screen, where we have a simple and basic setup, now we can execute Terraform init, Terraform plan, and Terraform apply. And as you can see, Terraform plan and Terraform apply are not doing anything because we don't have any setup. So right now, we have our Terraform connected directly to our Google Cloud. And what do we want to do? Now we want to import our service account that we already created. Normally, if we want to import, we have to do that component by component. And we need to use this command that we all hate called Terraform import. But this is not needed anymore. And now we only need to have a block. And it's going to be a block like the one that you can see in the screen. We have an import and then we have two parameters. ID, in this case, is the unique identifier of the service account, that is the name of the service account and the project. And in two, we're going to have the unique identifier for this component in Terraform. In this case, it's Google _service _account and later on .mysa. Where can I find this unique identifier for Terraform? Simple. We need to go to Google and, for example, like in this case, we search for service account in Google Terraform. When we have that, we'll see that we go directly to the documentation, official documentation of Terraform, and we see that the component is called Google _service _account, and .mysa is going to be the name that we're going to give to this resource. So now we're going to execute Terraform plan, but there is something new. There is a new parameter called generateconfig. And this generateconfig out, sorry, I forget the out. So this generateconfig out is going to point to a file where we want to save the output of the import that later on is going to be inserted in our state file. So it's going to be Terraform plan minus generateconfig out equal the name that we want to have. In this case, generate.tf. When we execute that, we are going to see that our plan automatically is going to generate the output of the new component. And if we go to this file called generated.tf, we are going to see really the code that we need to execute to create this service account. Okay, it's going to be an import because it's already created. And if we execute now Terraform apply, this component is going to be created, but it's going to be created in the state file. It's not going to be created in Google because it's already created. If we execute, for example, now Terraform state ls, we're going to see that this component is there. Remember, we're going to save many hours and many headaches because Terraform import, it was one of the most horrible nightmares that we always have. Thank you, HashiCorp. I hope that you enjoyed this video and see you next time.
Do you think your project infrastructure is well set and maintained? We know for sure there is always room for improvement. If you are uncertain where to begin, let's first do an audit of what you already have. We will review your setup from every angle: performance, cost, security, high availability, automation, and provide you with a detailed roadmap of which direction your infrastructure should go, generate concrete tasks for you to implement, or even take on your infra entirely, if you let us, of course.